So Bandai has recently unveiled their 7th card game they plan to support, the Gundam Card Game, coming out in early 2025. They also put out a 40-minute video that kind of drip feeds the rules to you, so I thought I might try to summarize that a little bit and then give my own thoughts as a cardboard connoisseur on the internet. If you've ever played any of the other Bandai card games, this will probably sound pretty familiar. In the Gundam card game, you play units, equip them with pilots, play one-off commands, and drop base cards that defend your shields. And you win when you connect with an attack and an opponent has no shields left. Just in case you're wondering, I didn't find a good image of the card back, so this is the pack art from Premium Bandai. Just go with it. In this new Gundam card game, there are 4 types of cards: units, pilots, commands, and bases. All card types have a cost and level in the upper left-hand corner. In this game, you have a resource deck that you will pull a card out of every turn. You can then flip them things 90 degrees in order to pay the cost of a card, and the total number of resources you have on the board is your level. So a level 4 2-cost card requires you to have 4 resources, but you only have to rest 2 resources to actually play it. Now let's get back to the card types. Units are the fighty boys, the Gundams, the mobile suits, the football helmet, boxing gloves, surfboard cowboys. Man, I hope G Gundam gets in here quick. Units have attack power, or AP, and HP in the lower right corner. They also have a specific pilot listed on them in the lower left corner. When paired with that pilot, they become a Link unit. We'll get back to those later. Pilots are sort of like equip cards for units, giving them bonus AP and HP. They also give their unit a bonus effect, kind of like the Digimon card's evolution source system. They stick with the unit and go wherever it goes. Unit goes back to hand, so does the pilot. Unit gets blown up, so does the pilot. Commands are like the spell type cards. They do what they say and then they go to the trash. Some commands can also be used as pilots though. Finally, there are bases, a unique card type in this game. Like units, they have AP and HP along with some kind of effect, but you can only have one base, and it has to be attacked before your shields can be hit. Another thing that I noticed is that units and bases also have what the rules say is a zone, but the current rules we have don't elaborate. In the old Gundam card game, units could be either deployed to Earth or space, but there doesn't seem to be such a thing in this new game. So for right now, it must be an intriguing mystery. Out of these 4 card types, you must construct a 50 card deck where you can have 4 of any specific card, but you are limited to only playing 2 colors. They've shown off 4 colors so far: black, green, blue, and red. You can see it just there on the promo video, yeah. You also need a 10 card resource deck, but these are all generic, so I guess they could be Zaku's from the old card game or, something. To start a game, you draw some number of cards, I assume 5, they haven't told us, and then probably do some kind of all or nothing mulligan where you can throw your whole hand back in the deck, reshuffle, and get some fresh ones. After that, put the top 6 cards of your deck down as your shields. And at some point, you also need to figure out who goes first. Maybe roll a die, maybe play rock, paper, scissors, maybe see who can speedrun Gundam Battle Assault 3 the fastest. However you decide, whoever goes second gets an EX resource token. This is a one-time use resource like the coin from Hearthstone, but it also adds to your level. Do you spend it, or do you keep it for that extra level? Both players also start with an EX base token. It seems to be just some free extra health. After that, the game repeats the following phases. Start phase. Make all the sideways cards go rightwards. Draw phase. Draw uno carta from your deck. It seems to be unknown whether the first player will get to do this on the first turn. Resource phase. Put the top card of your resource deck into the resource zone. Main phase. Much like the other Bandai games, this is the everything else phase. Play cards, make attacks, just do whatever you want. To play a card, make sure you have enough resources in your resource row to match the card's level, and then swoosh resources equal to the card's cost sideways and then play the card. Units go to the battle area, pilots go under any unit, commands do their thing and go to the trash, and bases go to the base place, which counts as being in the shield area. When you play a unit, it can't attack that turn, unless you play the pilot that matches the unit, in which case it becomes a Link unit, and it can attack immediately, if you wanted to. because you can do anything in any order. You don't have to do it immediately. When you attack, rest the attacking card and declare its target. You can attack your opponent's shield area, or, I assume, attack a rested unit. The reason I make this assumption is that the Gundam Wing they showed in the demo has an effect that lets it target active units, and most other Bandai games let you target rested units. After a unit has declared an attack, there is the action step. This is kind of like the flash step in Battle Spirits. Starting with the defending player, you go back and forth playing cards that have the action step timing window. In the demo, it seems like cards played during the action step resolved as they were played and didn't form any sort of stack or chain, but I could be mistaken. After everyone has passed on the action step, the attack commences. When attacking a unit, both units deal their damage to each other. Damage is persistent in this game, so you're gonna have to find a way to track that. If a unit takes more damage than it has HP, boom, it goes in the trash. If there was a pilot on that unit, it goes to the trash too. When a unit attacks the shield area, it deals damage to the first thing it hits. If your opponent has a base, that has to be attacked first. I'm going to assume that if a base has AP, it will fight back just like a unit, but none of the bases that they've shown so far have any attack points. If not, the damage is dealt to the top shield, and shields are considered to have 1 HP. When a shield is broken, reveal it. If it has a burst effect, do that now. If not, trash it. Definitely doesn't go to your hand, doesn't seem like it fights the attacking unit, just straight in the garbage. Another thing that I noticed is that one of the cards in the demo had the blocker keyword, so there will be blocking, and it will be a keyword. Yep, there it is. End phase. Once you're done doing stuff, your turn ends and your opponent starts their turn. Turns continue through these phases until only one player is left, and a player is eliminated when they take a direct attack with no shields or bases. I worded it that way because they mentioned that multiplayer is going to be an option. They want to get in on that commander magic. And that's pretty much the game. I hope. I kind of had to guess on some of this. Now what do I think about it? Maybe it's just because I like Gundam, but I think this game is looking pretty cool. It's like the next evolution of the Bandai card game, taking bits they've learned from everywhere else so far. I feel like the bases, and specifically starting with a 3 HP base, is to try and curb the hyper aggro rookie rush decks that take advantage of an attack on a shield being worth way more than whatever the attack power of the attacker normally is. In Gundam, if you want to play a bunch of low attack stuff, you'll have to chew through some HP first. Also, the fact that they specified that shields are treated as having 1 HP means they could have some design space later that increases the shield's HP? That could be interesting. The level mechanic is also a nice little twist on what is otherwise exactly Hearthstone's resource system. Something could be a mid to late game card without being expensive to actually play. That tickles my brain, at least when I don't think about it too hard. The pilots are a cool evolution of the Mind Link tamers from the Digimon card game, where they can attach themselves to units and give them new abilities. And the layout is pretty clean. You just look at those numbers. I think the pilots also make it feel more like a Gundam card game as opposed to generic Bandai Creature Battler number 273. It's also cool that some commands can also double as pilots. I could see that being a cool decision where you forego the normal spell effect to give something a few extra stats and rush by linking it to the right unit. It does have me a little worried that we'll end up in a state where we're like,
I'm playing the Master Gundam deck, where I play the 1-cost Master Gundam, the 3-cost Master Gundam, and the 4-cost Master Gundam, with Master Asia, and Master Asia.
I just don't really like when the whole deck is the same character over and over again, when it's one specific character and not something that there's multiple of, but that's definitely a me problem, I think. Overall, I like this a lot more than Union Arena, and I like this franchise more than One Piece, so I'm hopping on the Bandai train once again. I'm sure there definitely won't be expensive promo cards that are necessary for certain decks, super fast power creep that would make Konami blush, or a scarcity of boxes when the game first launches. What's that? The beta boxes on Premium Bandai sold out in an hour this morning? Wow. I like Gundams though, so take my money.